This is the real estate market in Maryland in 2026. We're in February, so I'm going to give you the numbers for January. And these are the latest stats for January. So in Baltimore County, in January, we have 789 houses coming active for sale. 510 went under contract, and 479 of them closed. Compared to the year before, 2025, where 658 houses were active, 392 went under contract, and 506 closed. We can see actually the number of houses under contract almost double. Also, there was more houses that went active in 2026 compared to January of 2025. And that is including 1 week, basically, that we have a snow and nothing was happening. So we can see this year, there's going to be more houses for sale. There's going to be more activity than previous year. Now, let's go to Baltimore City. Baltimore City, even though it's our neighbor, they are a little different. So this year in January, there were 1,062 houses that went active. Compared to the year before, there were 885. So there's about 300 houses more this year going active compared to last year. Under contract, however, this year we have 521 houses that went under contract compared to last year, 448. So yeah, more houses are going under contract in Baltimore City. And closings this year were 452 compared to last year, there were 569. But this is telling us, again, in Baltimore City, there are more houses going active and more houses going under contract. Market is getting better in Baltimore City. Now let's finish with Harford County, our neighbor to the north. Harford County, in January of 2026, there were 287 houses that went active compared to 2025, where there were only 262. So there's been an increase, about 5% increase, but it's an increase. Now, under contract, this year there have been 196 homes went under contract in January compared to last January when there were 170 homes under contract. So there's been more houses under contract, about 10% more compared to last year. And closed, there were 162 in January. Last year, there were 205. One thing that we can see on this is in January, there were less closings in 2026 than 2025. But you got to remember this, the closings from January were houses that were under contract in November, December of the previous year. As you can see, in 2025, there were less houses active in November and December than in the previous year. So this year, we're starting to see more houses going active, but more important, more houses going under contract. So there's more activity. What is the reason for that? Well, there is a lot of that. Number one, interest rates are lower this year compared to last year, almost 1% lower. So there's more buyers out there. And reality is most sellers are starting to understand the current market that we're in, which is a different market from previous years. So pricing is getting better and the buyers are taking advantage of that. I mean, if I was a first-time buyer right now, I would suggest jump and buy a house right now for this particular reason. You're going to have a better interest rate than before. You're going to have better conditions to buy the property, more concessions. I'm starting to see closing cost help. There are inspections, and you're going to have a better pricing. So your monthly payment is going to be better. And guess what? Most likely, if this continues this way, most likely prices are going to increase. So whoever buys a house today, right now, in February or March, is going to have a lot of equity a year from now. And that is very important to you because equity is another way for saving for the long term. Now, if you are a seller, you're going to say, well, why should I sell now? This is not a good time. Most sellers right now are selling because they got to buy somewhere else. So if you're in that situation, if you are either your family got bigger and now you need a bigger home, you want to look for a better school district for your kids, or you are an empty nester and you want to downsize because guess what? BGU bill is too much for you right now. The upkeep of the house is too much for you. And maybe it's only two of you or just one of you and you want to downsize. It's a good time to do it because you're going to have very serious buyers looking at your house and you're going to be able to get a good deal on the house that you're purchasing. If you need to make a move in 2026 and you don't know what is the best way to do, and you're concerned about being homeless, you're concerned about having to sell your house and then buy in a hurry something that you might not be happy with, my advice to you, the best thing you can do is plan, create a good strategy so everything will happen. We can have a synchronized closing when you sell and when you purchase, and you don't have to be forced to do either one. Okay, that only happens when you plan. That only happens when you create a winning strategy. If you're interested in making a move in 2026, let's sit down and talk. Free consultation where we can create a strategy that will work for you and your family and will make things better for everyone. Again, we're going to have our information down below. Contact us. Share this with your friends. If you know somebody who's thinking about moving, share this. This is good information. And we're going to keep you abreast of everything that's going on in the market in pretty much Baltimore County, Baltimore City, and Harford County. Those are the areas that we cover the most. If you're interested in another area, let us know. I will give you one just in your county. And if you want to be more specific in a specific neighborhood in your area, in your county, or a specific town or city in your county, also let me know. I would love to send you an individualized market of what is going on in your area to help you make the best decision for you and your family. God bless you.